This is Joe Leigh for SecondsOut with Aaron Chalmers here at Wasserman's show in London. How are you, man?
Yes, very well, mate. Very well. Excited to see Harlem and Josh put on a performance.
Yeah, good night for your stable, of course, tonight trained by Adam Booth. What's the latest with you in your boxing career?
Well, I just got back from holiday yesterday, so I'm hoping for some news. I know there's a show in June, there's a show in July, and Belfast Mick Conlan show in August. So one of them, all of them, hopefully all of them. But we'll see. We'll see what Adam says. See what's happening when I'm back in the gym on Monday.
Is it just activities kind of key at the moment?
100%. I mean, I'm not getting any younger. Do you know what I mean? So I need to just crack on, fight every 6 to 8 weeks. Do you know what I mean? Get the rounds in, and then just enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? That's the main thing for me. I want to go out there. I want to enjoy it. But I feel like I've trained 21 months now down at Adams, so I'm raring to go now.
What's the best thing about training with Adam? He's trained so many good names over the career. He must be able to give you so much experience and knowledge.
Not just Adam, all the coaches in there and all the fighters in there. Like, you've got Mick Conlan, Josh, Harlem, Abbas, Shannon, all these fighters under there that I can just sit back and watch and just try and take little pointers from. Do you know what I mean? And when you've got people like that around you, I'm saying that hopefully it can only make me a better fighter. Yeah. I don't want to see anything too soon because I haven't had a fight yet.
What was the transition like, and why did you want to transition from, of course, being an MMA fighter to boxing now?
I'll be honest, after my last fight, my MMA fight, I wasn't enjoying it. I'd done the last fight on about a 3 or 4 week camp. I didn't really want to do the fight, but I just took it, got beat, then we went into lockdown, and I just was thinking to myself, I want a career change, and obviously I'm 35 this month, so it was the last chance, and boxing come up. I messaged Josh said come to Adams, and here we are.
And you're glad, obviously, without having a fight yet, you're glad that you made this decision at the moment?
100%. I mean, don't get us wrong, I was trying to jump in. I thought I would go to Adams, have a few weeks training, 8 weeks, and have a fight, but he was just like, nah, we need to start from scratch, and that's why we've been down there for so long. But I think come fight night, that'll show.
How are the guys looking in the gym? Obviously, Mick Conlan coming off one of the best fights of the year so far against Leigh Wood. Is he back and looking good?
Mick was back on Monday. Obviously, I've been on holiday, so I don't know, but the thing is, everyone wants to be active, everyone wants to be fighting, so I think Josh has got a week's holiday, then he's back. Everyone just wants to stay active. I know Mick's fighting in August, so the gym's always full. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's raring to go, everyone's putting the work in, so it's always a good atmosphere down there.
Definitely. What do you make of, obviously, you've come from the celebrity background and then gone into fighting, but now you're seeing celebrities go straight into fighting without having experience that you had. You've kind of come a different path, but what do you make of it all?
I'd be a hypocrite if I was to call anyone, do you know what I mean? So I feel like you have to put, like, a lot of people are just doing 6 and 8 weeks and getting in there, do you know what I mean? Like, it's quite dangerous. I done it in MMA, and I look back now. If I look back on what I know now, I would never do it because you can get seriously hurt. So I feel like the 21 months I've been training boxing will show, but like I say, I can't say too much about other people because I've done the same thing, just a little bit differently.
What do you make of Jake Paul? I know he said he can beat Canelo, which I want to go to in a second, but do you like him?
I like him because I would like to fight him down the line, do you know what I mean? Don't get us wrong, of course I would love to fight him, but listen, he gets everyone watching. Like, love him or hate him, a lot of people talk about him, say, even if they're saying he's shit or he'll never be a boxer, they're still talking about him, do you know what I mean? So, fair play to him, but like I say, I like him because I would love to fight him.
And Canelo, which...
I want paid. Do you know what I mean? I want the payday, but listen, if that's to happen, that's a good 18 to 2 years away, but it's something I can always aim for.
What would happen if you two fought?
I don't know. Let us get a few fights, and then I can start being cocky. Because he's a big lad. He's a big lad. But yeah, come back to us in 6 months and I'll answer that question.
What weight division are you going to start at?
Probably middleweight. Middleweight, and I'll probably stay around there. That's a comfortable weight, you know what I mean? 76 are some big lads, and I think super welter is a little bit too much, so I think middleweight is perfect.
How do you feel like you're going to match up, obviously, with a different background in terms of mixed martial arts coming into boxing? Do you think you can get to titles within, let's say, a year from now, 2 years from now? Do you see your path being the same as normal or maybe an international route?
I think probably, I'm going to be totally honest with you, I think the highest level I can get at my age at a very push would be British level. And that would be a huge achievement, you know what I mean? But I feel like you have to aim high to go as far as you can. If I aim low, then I'm only gonna get a certain way. So I aim high, and then whatever comes off that, it'll be an achievement. You know what I mean?
Is money one of your main motivational factors, or is there other aspects?
To be honest, I could make more money being on TV and having an easy life. Do you know what I mean? I've turned down serious work on TV for tens of thousands of pounds to stay in the gym. Do you know what I mean? So it comes to a point where money is not everything. Do you know what I mean? Money helps, but I've got money in the bank, so I do something that I enjoy, which is boxing.
So talk to us, can you expand on why that is then? Because obviously that, for a lot of people, if you're going to get more money to go down that route, a lot of people would. But why is it that you choose boxing? Obviously there's love there, but what are the factors?
Do you know, it keeps us on the straight and narrow. So since I've been boxing, I don't drink. So 20 months without a drink. Do you know what I mean? I don't party. It's sorted my mental health out in a big way, my anxiety and everything. I was going down a path in the lockdown that was not a good path. Do you know what I mean? So it sorted me out as a person. It sorted me and my family life out. And like I say, I was doing all the TV work, but I was getting no enjoyment. I was just getting money, and winning a fight is no better feeling. So there'll be money in boxing, don't get us wrong, but it's not the sole purpose. Do you know what I mean? As long as I'm enjoying myself, I think that's the main thing now.
Fair play. Now I want to talk on Canelo, obviously, this past week, and I'm guessing you're a boxing fan, just in and around it all the time, and he took a loss on the weekend. It wasn't surprising for a lot of people, but for Canelo to lose at all is a big thing, and it was a good fight, good performance from Bivol.
It was a cracking performance by Bivol. Obviously, when I watched the fight, you can see that he studied his last few performances. Do you know what I mean? Like the catch and counter. Do you know what I mean? The left hook was working, but I think he was built up. It was like he was built up to never lose, Canelo. Do you know what I mean? Like invincible, and I think that's why it was such a shock. But we're all human, isn't it? You can all lose, and he's went up a few weight classes, and it was a big chance he was going to lose, and that's what happened.
What do you think he should do next?
Well, it's saying he's going to get the rematch in it. That's what it's saying. Aye, for the super middle.
Yeah, potentially.
That's what Bivol said, didn't he?
He said he would.
Well, that's probably a more competitive fight then. Do you know what I mean? At a smaller weight class, but I think that's a good fight. It's Canelo's always going to be a big draw no matter who he fights. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I would like to see that at super middle for all the belts.
Yeah, and the scorecards 115, 113, I think were very close.
Listen, boxing scorecards have been the last few months have been very iffy. Do you know what I mean? So that's, I think, in boxing. Listen, I'm quite new to it, but I've heard for years and years it's been a problem as the scorecards. So I think it needs to be sorted because it just ruins it. It just ruins it. You know what I mean? But people are putting all this hard work in. And I'm not saying Canelo got robbed, but you see people getting robbed the last few months, and it's shit.
Coming from MMA, what's the kind of differences with being inside of the industry? Obviously, the scorecards aren't as bad. Are there any other?
Since I've left MMA, mate, my fucking body feels 100% better. The amount of injuries I had in MMA, my back, my neck, I felt like an old man. So yeah, I feel 10 times fitter, and I don't feel like an old man anymore.
Why did you go into MMA first?
Right, so this is a story, right? So I was sitting on the beach with my old agent when I was mad in the TV world, and he was like, "What do you want to do after the TV?" So I said, "Oh, I want to have one MMA fight." So I used to do Muay Thai when I was 18, 19, 20 in an MMA gym, and I always wanted to have one fight. So I said, "I want to have one fight before I'm 30." His brother-in-law was the matchmaker for Bama, which everything just seemed to work. So when I sat there, he was like, "Oh, my brother-in-law's a matchmaker." So everything just seemed to just follow on. Then about 6 weeks later, he's like, "Right, you're signed to fight on Bama in 8 weeks." And I was like, "Fuck, I haven't trained." So I just moved to Birmingham. I was only meant to have one fight, but then I'll be honest with you, I thought I was going to lose. So when I won, it was the feeling that I got, and I was like, "Do you know what it is? Quite a nice feeling that." So that's when I had another one, and then it just progressed from there.
And then you obviously went into Bellator eventually and had some big fights in London there as well.
Yeah. Once the Bellator fight, once I got to Bellator, that's when I started taking it seriously. Like Bama, I wasn't really. I was doing an 8-week training camp, going missing for 2 months drinking, then I was going back to do 8 weeks, so I was never getting any better. But yeah, that's how I started, because I just wanted the one fight.
Fair play, man. Now, I want to speak a bit about on the current MMA scene. Obviously, you've got like UFC in March 19th, and that was like one of the best UK shows in a while. Obviously, Paddy's the new star. What have you seen of him? You liking him?
He's a character, isn't he? He's a character. He's one. I think he's one of them. People love him or they hate him. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like that's in any person. You're never going. You can never please everyone. But that's what I feel like. You need haters and you need a lot of fans, and that's what makes you such a big person. I would like to see him fight the kid that he had a bit of stuff backstage with. Yes, yes. I would like to see him fight him next, but I don't think they'll give them that just yet. I think they'll build him a bit more and then give him some harder fights.
Who's the next fighter in the UK that's going to become a UFC champion, do you think?
Leon Edwards, 100%. I trained with Leon for 3 years in Birmingham, and he's just a different class. And his last loss was to Usman, so I feel like to do that again would be, well, I think if Usman beats him, then obviously Usman's by far the best in the world. But I think the hardest test would be Leon, because his striking is just phenomenal.
We've been going everywhere in this interview, so I want to ask you one more thing about Tyson Fury. Will he retire after a fantastic performance against Lillian?
Nah, I think he wants the Anthony Joshua fight. I think the Anthony Joshua fight would be the biggest fight, bigger than his last one by fucking 10 times. So yeah, unless I think only the Anthony Joshua fight would get him out of it. I don't think Usyk will. I don't know. I think the Anthony Joshua fight's more appealing to him, just to settle the score. If you want my honest opinion, I don't think it's about the belts. I think it's just because they've been going back and forwards for years. He calls him the weightlifter, or he calls him the fat fucking. Do you know what I mean? They've been going back and forwards for years. So I think it's just a score to settle, but not for belts.
It's an exciting one, though.
Yes, 100%. But I think Fury's too good. I think he's too good.
All right, man. Thanks for your time. Just over 10 minutes as well, so I appreciate it. Good to meet you.